Assalamu alaikum, guys. This is Ali Baqir Khan with another episode of Youth Alumni Association. Today we've got Zaryab Mahmood with us, and she's a co-founder in Training Solutions, which is known as T-Solves as well. That's what she just told me about. And apart from that, as far as her education is concerned, she completed her matriculation from Queen Mary Institute in Lahore, and then she completed her bachelor's in business administration from Punjab University. So first of all, Zaryab, thank you so much for joining in this cause. How are you doing today?
Pleasure, pleasure. Thank you very much for asking. I'm doing really good and I'm really excited for this conversation.
All right. That's good to know as well. So, all right. First of all, to all my colleagues in US, a very happy Independence Day. It's 4th of July there. So I just want to, let them know that, this is a global thing and we are connected together. It's not just in Pakistan, Africa, Canada, or, I mean, we're not doing it for one specific country. Yes, being a Pakistani, we guys, because we guys need it much more, but it does not mean that, we are not here to help you guys out or you cannot help us out, because in the end, it's all about collaboration. So first of all, Zaryab, can you please explain about yourself a little bit, how you started your journey, a little bit about your childhood. Let's just discuss who Zaryab was when she was a little child and how she started her career.
Okay, so it's going to be a little tragic story because being in a Pakistani family, third daughter in a row, that I was not really welcomed so happily like others. So yeah, coming from a middle class family, I had to face a lot many hurdles being a girl because here in Pakistan, females are considered a little more responsibility than boys. So yeah, that's how I brought up myself as a girl, thinking about why is it so difficult to be a girl. So at the age of 10 years, I decided myself that I have to change this perspective in my family and obviously after that in the whole world that females can be better than male members of the family. So I decided at that time, I started working, or uske baad I just forgot about what I decided. But somewhere in my personality, that thing remained the same.
I see.
When I was in my university, so basically before the university, I was a medical student. My father wanted me to be a doctor because a lot of middle class families think that their daughters can be either a teacher or a doctor.
Yeah.
इसके अलावा तीसरी कोई चीज नहीं होती है.
Yeah.
So there and then I decided I was a rebellious child at that time, and I decided myself to be a business student because I know I can do wonders in that field. So for that some time period, my father was a little angry and he was not talking to me. But afterwards, when I joined my business field, actually it widened the horizons for me. I started my the exploration from very first semester, and then I was the participant in every single competition happening in university, out of university, and there and then I started making my network.
I see.
Right after my last examination, I was hired by an organization which was Acumen funded,
I see.
Amal Academy.
Okay.
So I worked there 5.5 years, and after that, you have no idea how this education sector accepted me like a gold, you can say. So basically, what happened to me? I was a very mediocre student, but at the same time, I have this one thing in myself that needs to be there in every student, that is curiosity. So curiosity helped me explore so many different areas of my own personality. I explored myself. I developed that sense of, you know, positivity in myself, and then I explored my strengths and weaknesses. Then I capitalized on that. So that was a little journey that I've shared. It helped me to develop something on my own because I had this one thing in my mind. I have to change that perspective that females are responsibilities. So I was the first woman in my family who was running her own business all independently. So that was something that I proved my family members, even the aunts, the uncles who were like against me being so extrovert. They are now sending their kids that go and get some skill set from the Zaryab because she
This
is
is
so
this is what
something.
happens, because when you're a role model for your family, I mean, your family members start, approaching you, but before you're not, before you achieve something in your life, people have a lot of criticism for you that, okay,
True,
there is a
true.
lot of fear factor theory that's revolving around our minds that, okay, if not this, then what? Why don't we think that,
Bill.
okay, if this, then that? Are you getting my point?
Exactly, exactly.
This
So
is
this is
missing.
actually a growth mindset. I guess the
Yeah,
mindset, the framework is missing in our grown. Like literally, the grown-ups are not looking at the brighter side of every picture. They're concerned about what is there in front of them, and that
yeah,
is it.
yeah. I would agree. I couldn't agree more. I totally understand. So, point here is that, okay, you start off your journey now belonging from, uh, a family where they wanted you to become a doctor. You chose a completely different subject, and that was bachelor's in business administration, which a lot did actually during those days. So, uh, also, I mean, I think we should be knowing that, if trends are changing, we need to know how to adapt with those trends. We need to know
True.
how to just, build ourselves and adapt. Because there was a guy I was speaking to, and he just said there are two things: unlearn and learn. You should know how to do that. Why? Because now these days, if the dynamics are changing so quickly, that if you're not going to go ahead and, just adapt, if you would not know about how to adapt yourself in different circumstances, I think you might just stick to one career. And if that career is no more, I mean, it has no more prospects in future, it might lead you towards something, you could say, nowhere. That's what my point is.
I
Now,
agree. I agree.
my question to you is specifically, since you mentioned that you've been a trainer as well, I still remember speaking to you, right? And we had a very brief session, and I was really inspired. So tell me about how you became a trainer. Were you a person who was an introvert and you transformed into an extrovert personality, or were you a person who was always active? If you come
Mhm.
from that background where you did not have enough confidence in yourself, how did you build that confidence? And if you built
Mhm.
it, what are the hurdles that you typically face when it comes to those sessions? Because we live in a society, let's be very honest, where people like to criticize. I'm not going to use that
True.
everyone does that. Positive criticism is good, but we guys have a total different methodology and mindset, right? So
Mhm.
can you please throw
True.
some light on that, Zaryab?
Okay, perfect. So when you say adaptability, that draws my attention towards that point when I made that our parents are not that adaptable because they are looking at the front picture, not
Hmm.
on the other side of the picture. So
Hmm.
on that, building on that perspective, I was actually I was smiling while you asking this question that I was not at all an extrovert. I was one of those kind of students who try to hide like behind the head of the person sitting in front of them so that teacher will not pick you up for answering any question or asking you something. So I was one of those kids. One thing that transformed me into what I am today, becoming a trainer, is mentorship. It's a big word. Mentorship is something that literally changed my life from this point to this point. And why I consider myself so lucky, because I got my mentor, who is an acumen fellow, who is a successful entrepreneur, Benji Williams from California.
Hmm.
So he started a fellowship in Lahore, and it was a pilot program. I was in my sixth semester when I joined when I joined this program. So it was a 3 month program. I went through 3 months, Saturdays, Sundays, doing leadership activities. There's some amazing activities that helped me explore my true potential. And I was actually known the proudest person of the class because I was not talking to anyone. People thought that I'm proud, but basically I was super scared. I was scared that maybe I say something wrong because I was getting out of that Sayyid family where females are not required to talk when even they're required to talk. So like literally they're like, please don't talk. Zone wali, please speak. So at that time, the mentorship helped me to get out of my comfort zone. Benji asked me to participate in activities, share my ideas and views. And literally, when you said the positive, and I actually use this word positivity while explaining myself, because positivity and trust changed me as a person.
Hmm.
Benji showed that positivity and showed that trust towards me, and he was like, "Share your ideas, no matter how basic or how like literally basic they are."
Hmm.
I shared them. I started talking, and I developed those skills.
Hmm.
This this one thing intrigued this idea of mentorship in my personality, and that's why I picked this profession as a career. Being a trainer, being a mentor to students who do have potential in their personalities, but they're not realizing the real light in them. So I am helping them, supporting them to develop those eyes in themselves, ताकि वो अपने आप के अंदर जो strengths हैं वो देख सकें. So there are so many activities associated with exploration of your own personality. I try to support them to know their real potential and then utilize that. क्योंकि जब तक ये mentorship provide नहीं की जाएगी हम लोगों की तरफ से, because we went through that phase. अब हमारा काम है, वो जब आप unlearning वाली बात कर रहे थे ना, हमें पिछली सारी चीजों को छोड़कर अनलर्न करके अडेप्ट करना है न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज के ऊपर, जहां पर वो हमें हेल्प कर सकते हैं अपने आप को बेहतर तरीके से जानने के लिए.
Zaryab,
What
one
are our
part that you're
strengths?
missing here is that is about what do you face in life becoming a trainer when you're
Okay.
training 500 people or a batch of 200 students out there. Now definitely there are people who have got different mindsets, especially being a
Yes.
woman in Pakistan who's just giving a training.
I, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hope you're trying to get my question. So
Yes,
what sort
yes,
of
yes, yes.
things
So
do you
hurdles.
face? And I want this
Yes.
message to be conveyed to the youth there. I mean, especially females who want to become trainer, but they have a certain phobia that what if I go there and if I just start sort of marketing my
Yes.
personality, there might be some criticism, there might be people reaching out to me. We've still got that kind of mindset. A lot of
I
people
get it.
do not,
I
but
get
still
it.
a lot of people do. So how to overcome that part, and what do you
Achha,
personally face? Or if I'm wrong, just correct me. Yeah.
sure, sure. So being a girl, I totally understand. Like a lot of hurdles were there. The first hurdle that you will face is from your own personality. आप सोचेंगे मैंने ट्रेनर बनना है, आप फिर कहेंगे यार मैं तो नहीं बोल सकूंगी सबके सामने. 500 लोग मेरे सामने बैठे हैं. So females do have this capacity of feeling or overwhelmed by the gaze that they are going to get.
Yeah.
पहली चीज तो ये आपके अंदर से आपको थोड़ा सा आएगा. If you are self motivated, बहुत बेहतरीन हो गया, आप you're ready to be a trainer, your family never want you to be this person जो 5-7 हजार लोगों के सामने या 500-700 लोगों के सामने खड़े होके बोल रहे हैं. Why?
हाँ जी,
Because
कि
they
कल को
feel
लोग
like
कहेंगे ये तो ट्रेनिंग करती हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, इतने सारे लोग
बिल्कुल
अप्रोच
बिल्कुल
करते हैं, what sort of a girl is
बिल्कुल.
she? Which is totally again. I think we shouldn't do that anymore. It's
I agree. I agree.
you can give training on Islamic perspectives. You can give training on
बिल्कुल,
anything.
I know a lot of trainers who are doing this veil thing, who are having the dupatta on. So it's
Yeah.
your choice. That's your personal choice. Whatever you're comfortable with, you can go
I
with
mean,
that.
if you're
The only
wearing jeans and shirt, that's your choice as well. So point is,
that's your
we're
choice.
living in a society where everybody has, freedom of expressing,
बिल्कुल ऐसे ही.
themselves. So there is no point of just coming up with those stereotype mindsets, but how to change those mindsets? That's my question. What would be your advice to people out there, especially to parents, that what should they think, in a way that is positive, that how should we change this culture that we are heading towards?
अच्छा, so जैसे मैंने start किया था, starting with a very small step, starting with your family, start making them feel that it is okay and you are doing the thing that you're good at. For example, when I started doing this training stuff, my father was not really confident. So I started making small clips of my videos and I started showing them. My family, by sitting in the drawing room, having that on the television. पहली बात तो आपके अंदर एक्सेप्टेंस आती है कि people are listening to words what you are saying. दूसरी बात, doing action. Literally, my father was moved by the fluency, by the traits that I got as a trainer. He was like, no matter what, you did a good job. So by showing people, आप सिर्फ बातों से उनको बातों से नहीं कन्विंस कर पाएंगे. You have to give them some proof. और प्रूफ कैसे होता है? पहली बात, सबसे पहले जो लोग बात कर रहे हैं ना, एक साइड पर रखकर उसको एज अ मोटिवेशन ट्रीट करो. You will feel devastated inside. You will cry for sure. If people are not accepting you, या people might not accept you as a good trainer, you will cry. It's okay. I am perfectly fine with crying. लेकिन उस चीज पर रुकना नहीं है. Just keep on going. Small steps. Start changing the mind of your family. उसके बाद लोगों की बात आती है.
Try to
और
have the
100%
convincing
लोग
ability, come up with
बिल्कुल
logic, come up with explanations. Don't just stop there and be You know,
बिल्कुल ऐसे ही.
if you've stopped, thinking about achieving your dream, I mean,
I
you
agree.
stopped everything. I was searching on Google that an average age, for example, if you live 79 years, it's approximately 29,000 days. In 9,000
Mm-hmm.
days you sleep if you've got a normal sleep cycle. So that leaves us with what, 20,000 days, right? And in 20,000 days, if you're not even able to give yourself even 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 days, I mean, what did you do in your life? Are you getting
I
my point?
agree. I agree.
So,
So
so
one thing
Zaryab,
that
yeah,
one thing, Ali, I really want to like literally quote over here is 100% people will never accept you. So stop pleasing them.
yeah.
Stop living the life they want you to live.
And the
Just live
point is
your own
just
life
focus.
and be
As
the
long
role
as you
model.
know that you're pursuing the right path. For example, I know
Bilkul.
what I'm doing. I know what my vision is. I know what my goal is. I know what people are going to get out of it. So if people are
Perfect.
coming up
Yeah.
with statements like, okay, I think, Zaryab might be doing it for her marketing, or Ali is just trying to do that.
बिल्कुल ऐसे ही है.
It's better to protect your own feet instead of carpeting the whole earth. If you don't
And
want to
sometimes
listen,
you don't need to, and sometimes you don't need to prove them because they
you
are the
don't need
people
to
who
you
talk.
don't need to, not sometimes, every time you don't need to prove them. You only
I
need to prove
agree.
yourself that you're doing a
बिल्कुल.
right thing. And you know what, this is how innovative mindset would begin, because at start people would be
बिल्कुल.
against it. But let's, for example, there was an e-commerce app, in which there was the grocery delivery thing. Let's, for example, someone innovated it. Might be possible
Mhm.
that before COVID people were not even bothering, buying grocery. Who buys grocery,
Yeah,
from
people are
the
like it's a
online
useless
apps and
business.
something? Yeah, it's a useless thing. Why? Because I want to go and watch the quality. But things changed, dynamics changed, COVID hit, and now it's the
True,
number
true,
one thing.
true.
Seriously, even myself these days, I'm so busy and occupied. There are times in my house when we are supposed to do that, I just ask to go for the Panda Mart or whatever it is, so
Yes, and a
it's
lot of people are still doing that, and they're thinking of doing that on a bigger level. Why? Because some people don't have their office boys available in office, and they're
yeah.
doing groceries like that.
That is correct. Zaryab, that was a very good journey that you've explained. Now, I would want you to mention 3 points where you would like to convey youth about. Okay, let's discuss the positive points first. What do you think? Have you felt some change as well? Being a trainer, being at this level, obviously you've got an opportunity. Similarly, there are a lot of other good, males and females out there who are actually doing
Mhm.
their own work, and I
Mhm.
think there are a lot of more opportunities being created as well at the same time. When there are
Yes.
negatives, then there are positives. So, what do you think are those positive points?
I think now the people are well informed. When
Okay.
I started 7, 8 years back, people were not that informed, but now they do have this acceptability towards creative and innovative ways, and new people coming in the market.
Yeah.
One thing that I really like about our generation right now, they're tech savvy, so they
Hmm.
can utilize this as a researching tool because upgradation of everything depends on research, and research can help you become way better than what you are today. And last and the most important thing is these days kids are way more confident than we were in our childhood. So utilize that confidence in a different way. Honestly speaking, I want to mention some of the amazing startups. Startup as in like the starters of the careers, the TikTokers. People are literally criticizing them, but I don't see any harm in you using your talent. If you feel like you're good in making videos, you're doing acting, why not? Why you're waiting for any media house to approach you? Just make your video and make it viral on the YouTube, WhatsApp, and whatever mediums are there. So if you have a talent, just show it to the world. If you're keeping it to yourself, it will remain with you.
I agree. One more thing that I would just like to add is that do not stop side hustle. Always try, for example, if you're good in one thing, don't just make it your primary goal. I mean, it is your primary goal because
True.
obviously you're doing it, but I think a person has a mind where you can explore different, creative skills. So try to just find those skills, and especially when you are young and when you are in your teenage, go play cricket,
I agree. I
go
agree.
and start playing football, and go and start, doing something, or just, play a guitar, play a piano, just do something like that, because that would keep you going. That would keep because at times, there is a quote that says that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, right? Because If you're just working, working, and working, and you're not playing, that means you're not going to explore your innovative skills. And then
True,
you're going
true,
to be
true.
dull eventually. Why? Because you might just think that I've been speaking to a lot of medical students. They have this one thing, that they study like anything.
I agree.
I would recommend this to the government as well, to just try to come up with, I understand that there is a lot of merit and there is a lot of competition going on, but don't just make a child go through two tests at the same time. I mean, if you've got one curriculum designed and the person is already
I
passing and
agree.
doing
I
it,
agree.
why do you have to now measure their
Medical test.
conceptual
Yes.
skills? I mean, isn't one test enough? Then
Like,
if
Ali, honestly speaking, it's like one test that helps you to describe your cramming skill, and the other test looking at your conceptual
this is
side.
the
And I
way
was like,
we are
why we
this
are
is the
not
way
doing
we
it?
have developed it. I'll be very honest, we're
Yes,
not supposed
yes,
to do
yes.
that, because we easily accept everything in our society. We don't raise
True.
voices. I mean, talking about people in Russia, talking about people, in
They
US,
don't have it.
if
Yes.
there is domestic violence, there would be 10 more people just coming out, and the women is going to be like, okay, next time don't dare to do that. Why? Because there is
They do
freedom of
have the laws
expression.
available. No? Yes,
Freedom of
yes. There are
expression.
laws
You
available.
know, there are
Yes.
laws, but then there are problems as well. I had a word with a
True.
lady and she suffered through domestic violence. Just don't think that, people don't have problems out there. They have a lot of problems. Because
Everybody's
yeah,
fighting their own
fighting
battles.
their own battle. But eventually, why we are trying to spread positivity here is because we do
True.
not want you to go through a phase of life where you have regrets. I mean, isn't it good to just smile and all the time just discuss about things that, okay, today I did this, today I met, for example, Zaryab met someone else, or you learned something out of it.
Bilkul,
Learning
bilkul
never
ऐसे ही है.
stops. Learning does not stop at all. I mean, you've got a world, and you've got millions of cities, then millions of restaurants you can explore. Every restaurant is unique, every city
That's true.
is unique, every culture is unique. So don't ever think that you're the master of everything. You're not. Nobody is the
Ali,
master.
honestly, if I ask you about the criticism, you can list down 15, 20 things that you don't like. But if you focus on the 5, 10 things you like about that place, that changes your perspective. That gives you smile because that one thing made you feel a little better than other places. So
Yeah.
start looking at the positive perspective and start giving people chances because not every chance is your chance.
Yeah,
Not
I would
every chance
agree with
is your
this thing as well, that
yes.
start giving people chances, and to those people who are not getting opportunities, if you're not, try to just build your own venture. That's it.
ट्रू 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 जस्ट स्टार्ट अब सबसे बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट बात जो है ना जो मैंने
Yeah.
सीखी थी इफ यू स्टार्ट प्लानिंग अबाउट स्टफ ना you are there you are going to plan for your whole life. Sometimes having unfinished plans help you build a better plan in future. So
It's
जितना
about,
हो गया थोड़ा
yeah,
plan
just
करके
go
just
ahead.
start.
Just go ahead. I
Yes,
mean, let's, for example, you want to be a cricketer, okay, and you don't even go to a ground. How would you even know how to play cricket, right? First, you're
exactly,
supposed to observe
exactly.
how cricketers play. Then if you're interested in that, you're going to buy a cricket kit, you're going to go there, you're going to start learning. The first step is that you have to say that you can, and then the journey
You start,
goes
yes.
ahead, and you can just I mean, if you want to be a blogger, be a blogger. If you want to be a fashion designer, be a fashion designer. If you want to be a
Just
doctor,
take
be
that
a
first step.
doctor. Yeah, but
Just
take
take
that
that
first
first
step.
step.
And if you don't want to be a doctor and your parents are forcing you, just let them know that, mom or dad, I think this is my interest, and they would definitely agree when you will have some logic behind it. But if
Yes,
you're not
yes.
even going to know yourself, how would you be able to justify that I don't want to be a doctor? Of course, you got to be something in
First you
life. I mean,
have
they
to.
cannot
First you
just
have to be
make you sit
convinced.
idle in the
Yes.
house and just like, eat fruits
True.
all the time. It's not going to happen for the entire
True,
life.
true.
So point is that, and this is something now where the educational institute should help.
Yes.
Talent is immense. Every child is talented. Every child
Super
has a
talented.
unique personality.
Yes.
Institutes are the one who's supposed to make sure, that to take them to field trips, to take them to those areas, and then mark their mindset, not based on their exams, based on, if I'm just picking interest in
Exposure is
communication,
missing.
if I'm good at sales, it's my natural talent. I figured it out on
That's
my
true.
own, right?
That's
So we
true.
should,
That's true.
but I got an opportunity where I had that
I get it.
chance. You got an opportunity where you got that chance to become a trainer, right? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So, Zaryab,
Yes.
I think it was a very good, productive discussion. Anything you would like to
Yes.
add on, or anything you've got for me? Do you have any questions?
Ali, I think this is something that we are lacking as a society awareness, so supporting people with our ideas. That yes, people out there are facing the similar issue. So, ghar mein nahi baithna hai. You have to start and keep the work going. For example, the way you are having these podcasts, it helps the youth to develop that fire inside.
Yeah,
So
it
keep
will.
sharing. I'll definitely going to share this podcast. Obviously, I am in this
Yeah,
podcast for sure.
you're
But
definitely welcome.
with that,
Definitely.
with that, I
Point
will be
is, just
sharing
don't
a
stop.
channel.
Just don't
Just
stop. Yeah,
don't stop. Just keep
just.
going.
I started off with one follower, and today I've got almost 2,000 followers on my Facebook.
See,
See, I
things
mean,
will grow
the very first
eventually.
day I was on my podcast, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get 2 subscribers? Today, I almost have 100. Tomorrow, I'm going to get
That's how
200.
the process is.
And after that,
In,
day after that, I'm going to get
but you're
1,000.
spreading the word,
See,
now. At
my
least,
target, I can go for commercial anger, I can go for marketing it, but I just want those people to take interest and then come and watch themselves. I don't want a
yes.
person who's
And this
sitting
is
out
the
there,
whole idea.
does not even know what career counseling is, and who's viewing it, and I'm just getting money out of it. What, what's the
There's no
use
use
of
of
that?
it.
There is
There's
no
no use of it.
productivity. I mean,
Yes.
to
Yes.
build an audience of millions, out of which 50 or 60% of the audience does not even have that interest. I don't
I
want that kind
agree.
of
I
thing, right?
agree.
So that is
I
why we
think
want people.
if one person is getting productive outcome, now you're successful.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
And I think one is just a small number. There are a lot of people who are just calling
they
me and
are.
texting
Yeah.
me. I'll be very
Totally.
honest.
Totally.
I receive a lot of texts on my daily basis that, okay, what about this and that,
Mhm.
on my Youth Alumni Association page. I've got a team. I try to ask them to just go ahead and post different successful stories of successful entrepreneurs. And just to let you know, I worked for Center for Entrepreneurship and Leadership back in 2013. That's how I started
Okay.
off this vision. And now I'm
Mhm.
currently obviously working, 9 to 5 and all that as well. But apart from that, I've been working for different American companies. And, I just want to just make sure that if I can just go ahead and do something that I am good at, why not
Why not
Zaryab?
you?
But
Yes.
again, the point is you need to think about, sometimes think about the society as well. Sometimes think about the social cause as well.
These are the external factors that affects
And you're
you.
going to get rewarded in ways that you've got no idea about. Trust me.
I agree. I agree.
Start, never just think about always like payoffs. If you're taking 30 minutes out for just guiding one child, I think we are in millions. And if we start doing it, just imagine, 1 million,
This world will be
1
positive.
million
Yes.
people taking an initiative that, okay, let's go ahead and teach one child. How many children
Mm.
eventually would you get? 1 million, right?
Yes.
Why don't we think
I
that way?
agree. And this is how we actually build communities which grow together.
And one
So I
last thing,
think we are going to do
yeah,
this.
one last thing I would want the audience to know. I try to keep these podcasts short because we don't have enough time these days. I understand we are occupied. I cannot even watch a 2 hour movie. I mean, at times in one go. There was a time when I was a child and I used to watch 3 movies in a day, but now I don't have enough. So that is why we try to keep it short. If you're not listening the complete thing, try to just pause and then listen when you've got time, but
Yes.
finish till the end. Why? Because that is really important. You would get to know the lesson out of it. Zaryab, thank you so much for giving your
No
valuable time,
blessing.
and I
No
really
blessing.
appreciate you. Looking forward to connect in future, just in case if we need your expertise.
Sure, sure,
And
sure.
anything you would like to say about Youth Alumni Association?
Wishing you all the best. You guys are going great, and I really look forward to see you guys on a bigger platforms.
Thank you
So
so much. Yes,
inshallah.
we are actually getting a lot of endorsements. I'm not going to name anything. Let's keep the good news to ourselves. But definitely
Yes.
in future, I think I'm really happy. Visiting different places. Like today, I'm in Islamabad. I met different people here. So I mean, in future, definitely we're looking for expanding
Inshallah,
and
inshallah,
growing.
inshallah.
I've got people from Multan reaching
Good
out to
work can
me.
never be stopped.
Then in Lahore, obviously, I mean, the city where I live, that's the heart. I mean, I know there are a lot of people out there who would love to just, and then Karachi, not just Pakistan. Then if we guys get a chance, we'll just definitely go abroad and just get something
Inshallah,
out of it and
inshallah,
deliver to
inshallah.
Pakistan. We need those people in our lives who go there and then get back and then try to do something for their country. Unfortunately, that's not happening, but I think that's a promise from my side, that if, because obviously I have plans in future. Whenever I go there, I will definitely make sure if I don't get back, I do something for the country. And if I do get back, I just wholly and solely, just go ahead and
This is
devote it.
beautiful. This is
Thank
beautiful.
you so much,
Beautiful.
Zaryab. Take care of yourself and have a great day ahead. Bye bye.
Thank you. Love is.
Allah Hafiz.